Welcome to the Deep Sleep channel. Tonight we are exploring two of nature's most profound mysteries, two hidden networks that connect and communicate in ways we are only beginning to understand. Two systems of intelligence that operate beneath our awareness, shaping our world and shaping us. The first is beneath our feet. In the soil of forests and meadows, an intricate network of fungal threads connects the roots of trees. This network, sometimes called Wood Wide Web, allows trees to communicate and share nutrients. It is a planetary nervous system made of fungi, operating silently in the darkness beneath the forest floor. The second is within our bodies. Trillions of bacteria inhabit our intestines, our skin, our entire being. These microorganisms are not invaders, they are partners. They influence our health, our digestion, possibly even our thoughts and emotions. We are not alone in our bodies. We are communities. These two networks seem separate. One is beneath the soil, one is within us, but they reveal a common truth. Life is not isolated. Life is connected. Intelligence is not confined to individual organisms. Intelligence emerges from networks, from connections, from the collaboration of countless beings working together. Close your eyes. Let yourself descend into the soil and explore the fungal network. Let yourself journey inward and discover the bacterial communities within. Let yourself contemplate the possibility that intelligence and communication permeate all life. Let yourself drift into sleep, understanding that we live in a world far more connected than we ever imagined. This is a meditation on connection, on intelligence, on the hidden systems that make life possible. We begin beneath the forest floor. Beneath the fallen leaves and rich soil, an extraordinary network exists. This network is made of fungi. Specifically, it is made of fungal threads called hyphae. These threads are microscopic, but they are everywhere in healthy soil. The hyphae form networks called mycelium. These networks extend through the soil like an underground web. They connect to the roots of trees and plants. They form partnerships with these plants. The fungi attach themselves to plant roots, creating a symbiotic relationship. The fungi provide the plant with nutrients and water. The plant provides the fungi with sugars created through photosynthesis. This relationship is ancient. It dates back hundreds of millions of years. Long before plants evolved roots, fungi helped primitive plants survive by facilitating nutrient absorption. Over evolutionary time, this partnership became increasingly sophisticated. Today, the majority of plants on Earth form fungal partnerships. Without these fungi, most plants could not survive. But the fungal network does something more than simply exchange nutrients with individual plants. The mycelium connects multiple plants together. The fungal threads link the roots of different trees. They create a network where information and resources can flow between plants. Through this network, trees can share nutrients with each other. A tree that has excess resources can transfer them to a neighboring tree through the fungal network. A tree that is struggling can receive nutrients from healthy neighbors. The network allows trees to support each other. But the fungal network does something even more remarkable. It allows trees to communicate. Researchers have discovered that trees send chemical signals through the fungal network. These signals carry information about threats. If one tree is attacked by insects, it can send signals through the network warning other trees. The receiving trees then strengthen their defenses, preparing for insect attack before any insects arrive. This is communication, real information transfer happening through a biological network. Trees are not conscious in the way humans are conscious. They do not think or make decisions, but they do respond to information. They do communicate. They do cooperate. The fungal network enables all of this. The fungi are the intermediaries. They connect the trees. They facilitate the transfer of nutrients and information. Without the fungi, individual trees would be isolated. With the fungi, trees are part of a community. The existence of this wood wide web was theoretical for decades. Scientists suspected that fungi connected trees, but direct evidence was hard to obtain. The network exists underground, hidden from view. Studying it required careful experimentation and sophisticated techniques. In 1997, a landmark study provided evidence of the Wood Wide Web. Researchers used radioactive isotopes to trace nutrient transfer between trees through fungal networks. They showed that nutrients move from one tree to another through the fungal threads. The network was real. It functioned as scientists had theorized. Since then, research has continued. Scientists have confirmed that trees communicate through fungal networks. They have shown that trees transfer nutrients to struggling neighbors. They have demonstrated that trees can recognize kin and preferentially support their own offspring through the network. One particularly striking study involved Douglas fir trees and paper birch trees. Researchers severed the fungal connections between trees and observed the results. Mother trees preferentially supported their own offspring through the network. When the network was severed, the mother trees invested less in supporting other trees' offspring. This suggests that trees can recognize their own offspring and that the fungal network is crucial for family support. Other research has shown that the fungal network facilitates what might be called teaching. Experienced trees transfer resources to younger trees through the network. The younger trees grow stronger and faster than they would without this support. The network allows knowledge and resources to pass from generation to generation. The fungal network is not simple. It is remarkably complex. Different species of fungi form different types of networks. Some networks are local, connecting nearby trees. Other networks are vast, spanning entire forests or even extending across continents. The fungi themselves are diverse. Some fungi form networks with only one species of tree, others form networks with many different plant species. Some fungi are aggressive, dominating large areas. They are not causing disease. They are residents. They are part of the human ecosystem. Scientists call this collection of bacteria the microbiome. The microbiome is essential for human health. Bacteria in the intestines help digest food. They break down complex carbohydrates that human enzymes cannot digest alone. They produce vitamins that humans need. They produce short-chain fatty acids that nourish the cells lining the intestines. Without these bacteria, human digestion would be severely impaired. The microbiome also supports the immune system. Bacteria in the intestines interact with immune cells. They train the immune system to recognize harmful pathogens. They help the immune system distinguish between threats and harmless substances. Without this microbial influence, the immune system would be less effective. The microbiome also produces compounds that influence behavior and mood. Bacteria produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. These compounds affect mood and emotions. Studies have shown that the composition of the microbiome influences susceptibility to depression and anxiety. The bacteria in your gut might be influencing your mental state. The connection between the microbiome and the brain is called the gut-brain axis. This is a bidirectional communication system. The brain sends signals to the microbiome through the nervous system and through hormones. The microbiome sends signals to the brain through the production of neurotransmitters and other chemical messengers. This communication affects mood and behavior. Studies in animals have shown that changing the microbiome composition changes behavior. Anxious mice given certain bacteria become less anxious. Aggressive mice given other bacteria become less aggressive. The microbiome appears to influence personality. In humans, the evidence is more preliminary but suggestive. People with depression have different microbiome compositions than people without depression. People with anxiety disorders have different bacterial communities than controls. Whether the altered microbiome causes the mental illness or results from it remains unclear. Likely the relationship is bidirectional. The mental state influences the microbiome, and the microbiome influences mental state. The mechanism involves neurotransmitter production. Bacteria produce serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. These are compounds that profoundly affect mood and emotion. In fact, the gut produces more serotonin than the brain. The vast majority of serotonin in the body is produced by bacteria in the intestines. This raises profound questions. When you feel happy or sad, is that your own brain chemistry, or is it partially the result of bacterial production of neurotransmitters? When you experience anxiety, is that your anxiety, or is it partly the anxiety of your bacterial community responding to stress? The microbiome also influences decision-making and risk-taking. Studies suggest that the microbiome affects reward sensitivity and motivation. Certain bacterial profiles are associated with greater risk-taking behavior. Others are associated with more cautious behavior. The bacteria in your gut might influence whether you take risks or play it safe. The microbiome influences food preferences. Certain bacteria thrive on particular foods. These bacteria produce signals that influence appetite and food cravings. If your microbiome contains bacteria that thrive on sugar, you might crave sugary foods. If your microbiome contains bacteria that thrive on fiber, you might crave fibrous foods. Your food preferences might not be entirely your own. They might partly reflect the preferences of your bacterial community. The microbiome influences social behavior. Studies in animals have shown that microbiome composition affects social interaction. Mice with altered microbiomes show different social behaviors than controls. They interact differently with other mice. They form different social relationships. The bacteria in their guts appear to influence their social nature. In humans, emerging evidence suggests similar effects. The microbiome might influence empathy, sociability, and the capacity for social bonding. People with autism spectrum disorder have different microbiome compositions than neurotypical people. Whether the microbiome difference causes autism-related traits or results from them remains unclear, but the correlation suggests that the microbiome influences social cognition. This raises a philosophical question. If the bacteria in our gut influence our thoughts, emotions, and behavior, then who is really in control? Are we directing our own lives, or are we being directed by our bacterial residents? The answer is probably that the distinction is not meaningful. We are not separate from our microbiome. We are a collective. We are a community of human cells and bacterial cells collaborating together. The boundary between self and other is not as clear as we might think. This is similar to the Wood Wide Web. Individual trees are not isolated organisms. They are part of a fungal network connecting them to other trees. They receive information and resources from this network. They also send information and resources through the network. Trees are individuals, but they are also part of a community. Similarly, humans are individuals, but we are also communities. Our bodies are made of human cells, but we also contain bacterial cells. These bacterial cells are integral to who we are. They influence how we think and feel. They shape our personalities and preferences. The microbiome is not static. It changes constantly. It responds to diet, to stress, to antibiotics, to infections, to aging. The bacterial composition of the microbiome at age 20 is different from the composition at age 60. The microbiome of someone eating a typical Western diet is different from the microbiome of someone eating a traditional diet in a non-industrialized culture. Stress alters the microbiome. During periods of psychological stress, the microbiome becomes less diverse. Certain bacterial species disappear, others bloom. This stress-induced change in the microbiome can feed back to the brain, amplifying stress and anxiety. Stress changes the microbiome, which changes brain chemistry, which increases stress further. A feedback loop forms. Antibiotics dramatically alter the microbiome. Antibiotics kill bacteria indiscriminately, including beneficial bacteria. After a course of antibiotics, the microbiome is temporarily devastated. It takes weeks or months to recover. During this recovery period, the person is vulnerable to infections and digestive problems. The microbiome influences psychological resilience. This suggests that the microbiome is partly responsible for individual differences in health and personality. People are not born as blank slates. They are born with microbiomes that influence who they become. Now let's consider the connection between these two networks. The fungal network beneath our feet and the bacterial network within our bodies operate in parallel. Both are systems of communication and connection. Both involve microscopic organisms forming networks that influence larger organisms. Both suggest that intelligence and communication are not properties of individual organisms, but of networks. The fungal network connects trees. Information flows through the network. Resources flow through the network. Trees cooperate and support each other through the network. Individual trees benefit from being part of the network. The bacterial network inhabits human bodies. Information flows through the network in the form of chemical signals. Resources flow through the network as bacteria provide nutrients and neurotransmitters. Humans benefit from hosting this network. Humans and bacteria cooperate. Both networks are ancient. Both have evolved over hundreds of millions of years. Both have become integral to the health and functioning of their host organisms. A tree without the fungal network would struggle to survive. A human without the microbiome would struggle to survive. These networks suggest a larger principle. Life is fundamentally networked. Individual organisms do not exist in isolation. They exist as part of larger systems. These systems are made of many individuals working together. Intelligence emerges from these networks. Communication emerges from these networks. Life emerges from these networks. This challenges the way we typically think about life. We tend to focus on individual organisms. We talk about trees and humans as if they are isolated entities. But they are not isolated. They are embedded in networks. They are part of larger systems. They are communities within communities. The recognition of these networks suggests a shift in perspective. We are not individuals struggling alone against nature. We are parts of communities. We are supported by networks of other organisms. We influence and are influenced by these networks. This perspective has practical implications. In medicine, recognizing the importance of the microbiome suggests that preserving beneficial bacteria is important for health. Antibiotics should be used judiciously. Probiotics and fermented foods should be encouraged. The microbiome should be treated as an essential partner in maintaining health. In forestry, recognizing the importance of the fungal network suggests that preserving old trees is important for forest health. Clear-cutting disrupts the fungal network. Selective harvesting that preserves hub trees maintains network integrity. Forest management should aim to preserve the fungal network, not just maximize timber harvest. We also recognize that these networks are vulnerable. The fungal network is disrupted by certain agricultural practices, by pollution, by climate change. The microbiome is disrupted by antibiotics, by processed foods, by stress. These networks are resilient, but they have limits. When the fungal network is disrupted, forests become less healthy. Trees become more vulnerable to disease and insects. The forest becomes less diverse. Individual trees struggle to survive without the support of the network. When the microbiome is disrupted, humans become less healthy. The immune system becomes less effective, digestion becomes impaired, mental health can suffer, individuals become more vulnerable to disease. This vulnerability suggests that protecting these networks is important. We should be cautious about practices that disrupt them. We should recognize that sometimes doing nothing is better than aggressive intervention. As we drift into sleep contemplating these hidden networks, we contemplate several profound truths. First, that intelligence and communication permeate all life. Trees communicate through fungal networks. Bacteria communicate through chemical signals. These are not conscious, deliberate communications in the way humans communicate, but they are real information transfer. They shape behavior and outcomes. Second, that we are fundamentally connected to other organisms. Trees are connected to fungi and to each other through fungal networks. Humans are communities of human cells and bacterial cells. The boundary between self and other is blurred. We are not isolated individuals. We are parts of larger systems. Third, that these systems are ancient and resilient. Fungal networks have existed for hundreds of millions of years. Microbiomes have co-evolved with animals for just as long. These systems have persisted through countless environmental changes. They are robust and adaptable. Fourth, that our actions affect these networks. Antibiotics disrupt the microbiome. Pesticides disrupt the fungal network. Deforestation destroys fungal connections. Climate change alters which organisms thrive in each network. We have the power to support or damage these systems. Fifth, that honoring these networks means recognizing our interdependence. We are not self-sufficient. We depend on fungal networks and bacterial communities. We benefit from being part of larger systems. We should approach nature with humility, recognizing our place in the broader web of life. Sleep knowing that you are not alone in your body. You are a community of human cells and bacterial cells cooperating together. Sleep knowing that your bacteria influence your thoughts and feelings in ways you cannot fully perceive. Sleep knowing that you are part of a system far larger than yourself. Sleep knowing that beneath the forest floor, trees are communicating through fungal networks. Sleep knowing that forests are communities, not collections of isolated individuals. Sleep knowing that the natural world is far more connected and intelligent than we typically acknowledge. Sleep knowing that these networks are fragile and worth protecting. Sleep knowing that disrupting them carries consequences. Sleep knowing that supporting these networks means supporting life itself. Sleep peacefully, contemplating the hidden intelligence that connects all living things. Sleep knowing that we are part of something vast and mysterious. Sleep knowing that life is fundamentally about connection and communication. Good night from the Deep Sleep Channel. Sleep well and dream of networks beneath your feet and within your body, of hidden connections linking all living things, of the profound intelligence that emerges when individuals work together.